Hey everybody, sorry I'm late. Right when I went to start the stream, like I literally just opened up my streaming software. Uh, I my computer restarted for updates, so luckily it wasn't a big update, but that was the worst timing possible for an update to happen. Uh, but I'm here now, and I made some progress on this project since the last time, and let's see. Actually, let me edit. I forgot to edit the title. It's still the last title. So let me save that. All right, cool. Um, so I added in a real post like component. So what I mean by that is like you can actually like the post. Let me start up the server so I can show you. So you can like and unlike posts. Uh, Let me show you a little bit about how I did this and some of the code. So I pulled some code from another part of the project where we had comments, and you could like comments. So I had to change it a little bit so that it worked for posts. And the trickiest part was getting the data to refresh. But here's how we did it. So let me move this over. Oops. So when you click on the button to like a post, we have this create post like mutation where we pass in, so this is all GraphQL, we pass in the author ID and the post ID. Okay. The author ID here is like would be the author of the like. Okay, so the user who's actually clicking the like button, that's the author ID, and then of course the ID of the post that the user is liking. Then if that's successful, if you get a success response back, then we dispatch. So this is a little bit of redux here. So we dispatch this community actions, select community, and we pass in the community ID. Okay, what this does is in Redux, when you call this action, it sends a request through with GraphQL to the backend to say, give me this community. And included with that request, it's going to send all the posts and all the information about the posts. So what happens is as soon as you click, the button changes, but it's disabled, right? You can't do anything until this call comes back, and Redux will handle the updates so that the data updates and refreshes automatically. Once we get that confirmation from the back end that, hey, this worked and the data is updated, then the button becomes enabled again so you could unlike. This prevents the user from clicking the button a bunch of times and having like 10 likes go through, or likes and unlikes happening back to back before we really get a chance to even see what's going on the back end, make sure the data's gotten there. All right, unlike works the same way. You click the unlike button, you pass in the like ID and the version, and then we wait for their success response and refresh the data. Okay, so we could see this in action. Let's see if, yep, this is up and running. Let's see this in action now. So if we go to a community, this Tabella team community is just like an internal community. So whatever I do on here, it should be, it's not visible to the public. So I'm going to click on this like. So you can see it's shaded out. It was shaded out briefly, and then it kind of got a darker color in there. So it says we have one like. Now, if I click again, it unlikes, and see it was, I don't know if that comes through on the video, but it's a lighter shade of gray for just a second until we get the data refreshed. And then it changes back. So it's not too much of a delay, but if someone was on a slower connection, the delay might be longer, and that really helps so that the user at least gets some immediate feedback that their click has done something, but we still prevent the user from uh, making like multiple clicks too quickly. All right, so that is a short explanation of what we've done so far in this project. You can see there's some stuff that still needs done. So um, the styles that I pulled over from when I pulled over the existing component from the what was it, comments, likes, the styles are a little bit different. So we need to change the style up if we can. So since what we did here on these buttons matches the designs, I think we're going to change this to match these other two buttons. Okay, we also need to make these buttons actually do something when we click on them. And uh, on our last stream, I had talked about how we would display data here, whether we would display HTML or not. We're actually not. So this update is going to be kind of break some of what's already in the app. It's not going to be backwards compatible, but going forward, it's going to simplify things. So we're going to, I guess, kind of undo what we did on the last stream. First things first, let's style this like button. For some reason, this is just annoying me so much that it's different colors. So let's try to switch up the colors here. And since we're going to be doing a bit of styling, I'll leave our app open here on the side. We'll try to get as much room as we can for code, but I still want to be able to see these buttons. And we can go down here so we actually have the button to see what everything is called. So the button, interesting. I would have thought we would have used the TB button component, but I guess we're not. I'm not sure why. Anyway, we just need to change the styles a bit then. So we do have a styles component here. Color tag. Yeah, let's see if we can get that background color. So this button component is probably just the basic React Native button. Okay, so I don't know if there's any. I guess we can check the TypeScript here and see styled components. Oh no, it's actually in styled components. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So we're using styled components here. So we have components on this side. We can name them whatever we want, and then here we reference that name, and then put the styles in, and we actually import the components here, and we can find. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I thought we had the button there, but I guess not. Oops, I clicked the wrong one. That's why I couldn't find it. I think I need this one. There we are. So we do have some colors for the icons, and for the button count, but no button here unless we have it somewhere else. Button. Oh, button and button label from common styles. Okay, so I had to pull over another style component called common styles because we were using some of them. Here's where we can actually change things. That took a while. All right, so the background is going to change, but we want the color to be that tag color. Colors.tag. Let's see if this changes the background. There we are. Whoops. And for some reason I get random like complete refreshes here uh in the app. But there we are. Now the color um is changed. Let me do a like. Yep, that looks good. Let me unlike and see. Yeah, that I mean that looks pretty good. The font is not exactly the same though. So let me see what's going on with the font. It looks like the font, I don't know if it's the color or font size. Let's double check what kind of font we have in post content. So, well, that would be the TB button. So let's get our TB button styles over here so we can match them exactly. So in components, we have TB button styles. Okay. And now we can see we have a lot of styles here, but this is our body loading container label. So font size 16. Let's change our font size to 16 here. Wow, caused a whole bundle refresh. I wonder if there's like hot reloading that I have turned off or something. Let's bring this up and D. If you have this open, your terminal open, you press D. It'll brings up the menu in your Android emulator. Disable. No, I have fast refresh on. Okay. Guess we'll just have to deal with that. What do we have? Font size is not a valid. Oops. Put in the wrong thing. That's why. All right, that wasn't it. Oh, you know why? Because I put it on the wrong place. That's why it didn't do anything. I need the font size down here. There we are. Okay. That's a little bit better. It's still almost, it seems like it's not, I don't see anywhere that we are um changing the, what's the word for it? It's not font width, it's I can't believe I can't. It's slipping my mind. Like the amount of boldness that you have. Uh, Font weight. That's it. I knew it was it. The font weight. It doesn't look like we're changing the font weight. So, I mean, that's pretty close. The only other thing I could think of is that maybe the color is different here. So let's see. Maybe gray. If let's see what color we have set up here. So the label color, if the background is tag, it's color dark gray. So let's make sure we have the correct color. So is replying is, what is the default color? So set button label. If So we have some booleans here. If it is replying, okay, gray. Otherwise, it's gray, dark. That's what we need. Let's see if that. Yeah, that looks better. Now they were slightly off, and to my eye, I couldn't tell it was a color thing. I thought it was a font weight thing, but I guess it was a color thing after all. All right. So now we have this like the only other thing I see on this button that it just looks a little off is the padding. It looks like there's more padding on one side than the other. So why do we have? All right, I don't need common styles anymore. Well, maybe I do. So the button is background padding. We should have the same, should be the same padding. And this actually is, it's a little different. So let's change. Is this, okay, so this is what we're using here for common styles. And we need, whoops. The styles for TB button are, I guess, body. Height 41. Yeah, we need to keep it as a height 41. And this says padding 014. So let's change that. Let's give this margin, let's take this margin right out. I think that's what's messing things up. There we are. Okay. And then the, where are we at? Label. There's probably, this is very close to being the same, but I think we still have, we don't need a margin right here on this button. It looks like it's still a little bit bigger. It's hard to tell, but this button's bigger, like taller, you know? I'm trying to figure out where we're getting the height from. So we set that padding to 0. Maybe there's some type of padding or something on the icons. So let's go back to components, and that TB button styles, label, body loading container. Label is, no, that's not it. I didn't want to go to TB button. I wanted to go to like button styles, post like button styles. There we are. The heart icon has a font size of 16. Button count. So it looks like the only thing I can think of is maybe that heart icon is messing things up. We could say maybe max height. Oops, max height 41 pixels. Huh. I mean, it's really close. I really think this is taller. I'm just not sure why it's taller. The only thing I can think of at this point right now is that just the like button itself is making things like the heart icon is making it a little bigger. I mean, I could try to make these buttons a little bit taller. Let's see, 46. No, that's way too tall. So it's 43. Does that look the same? I mean, we probably should double check our designs as well, which I'm not sure where that screen went. There it is. Let's bring our designs over here, make sure we're doing this right. So we can see in our designs, the actual button height in the design is 30. And the font is supposed to be 12. So I think we definitely need to change this up a little bit. Make that height 30. And it looks like the designs have changed. So instead of reply, it says comment. So we'll have to change that as well. So change that to comment. We'll make the height 30. Believe it's 30. Let me double check. Yeah, 30. And what's the other thing? Oh, change the font size to 12. Oh, okay. Thanks. SJ says, can you make the code a little bigger? Yeah, sorry about that. Totally forgot. I forgot about that. It's weird how like I've done maybe hundreds of live streams. It's been a lot of live streams for not for my channel, but for Free Code Camp's channel. And I still forget little things like making the font bigger. I don't always forget, but forgot this time. Also, SJ has asked how I'm doing. Not bad, not bad. Feeling a little tired this morning. It's like Friday, ready for the weekend, so a little tired. That's why I thought I'd do a stream, and just get things started, uh, in the morning. But yeah, thanks for asking. But yeah, let's change. Let's change this. And actually, I want to take this back. So what I need to do, instead of directly editing this TB button component, I want to just edit it for here because this is used elsewhere in the app, so I don't want to mess up what we're doing elsewhere in the app. So in this case, we're going to go back to our post like button screen. Let's make sure, see what our styles are for a post like button. Yeah. So font size 16. We may have to bring down the font size for our icons as well. For now, though, let's just try to see if we can edit. Oops. Is it in this component? Let's see if we'll edit this component. So we have button and button count. Oops. Let's see what we can put on button here. In terms is replying is disabled. Maybe we are defining this button in this component somewhere. Oh, I forgot. We're getting button from common styles. Okay, so common styles. We have our button. Let's set height to 30. All right, so that's supposed to be very small there. Height to 30, and down here we'll set our font size to 12, and we'll set our, where this is a little confusing. This is actually, let's do this. Let's take button and button label, and I'm going to take them out of common styles. And let's put them in our styles for our post like button. Oops, post like button styles, so that we have it all in one place. It feels awkward to have it in different files here. And we also need to bring in, where's our common styles file? Pressable. And then in our post like button, we're going to bring in button and button label from styles. That way we can edit everything all in the same place. All right, so let's take all of our 16 pixel icons and make them 12. Uh-oh. Can't find set button label. And where is this? I messed something up when I did this. I need to pull over a little bit more. Oops, set button label. Let me make sure I'm not. Yeah, I think this is it. There we go. All right, now it should work. Okay, so this is what it's supposed to look like. Really small. So now let's change these two buttons to be the same. Really, it would be nice if we could use the same styles, but well, let's see. Um, that's going to be a little bit difficult to do that. It's like since we're working with a component already, um, I will show you what I mean here. So in post content, we have like this TB button. In our TB button component, we can change some things. So like, oh, we can add a style tag and it gets here is like ... rest. And then the ... rest gets put onto this touchable opacity. So we can't change everything. We're going to have to maybe add in a prop. Let's see. We do, since we have children, where does children get put into this animated label? Animated label is text. I guess we could put in a font size prop. So that's probably it. So I think we can get away with adding in a font size prop and then adding a style. So if we do style, height 30. That didn't work. So let's see what we can do here. Body is probably where we want this style to go. So I could say we could add in, let's say, style equals button style. And then we can do, let's say, animated label can have, it has a style already. And then, we could give this a font size of let's call this label size, and we'll make label size or 16 since that's the default font size. So we need to add a prop for label size, and we need to add a prop for button style. So we're going to add it in up here. Label size is going to be a string, or it's going to be a number. And button style is going to be, I'm just going to put any for now. I guess it would end up being like button, maybe button Style. Yeah, I think we might be able to find the style for that, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Um, there's some questions. Alistor says, "Is this React Native Expo or CLI?" It's just the React Native CLI. I wish I could use Expo for this project, but we started out with Expo and then had to switch for a couple of things we were trying to do. So normally I do like Expo. Umberto's here. Hey, how's it going? Umberto says, "Ooh, I'm late. Hi, all. Hope you all are well. Just lurking and hanging out with you if that's okay." Yeah, that's totally all right. Glad you're here. All right, so we've added that in here. We need to add it in here as well. Label size and button style. And we need to make these optional because we're only really going to add them in for now in our content. Oops, forgot a comma. All right, now we should be able to put in our button style, and our button style is going to be height 30, and our label size is going to be 12. Now we'll see if that works. All right, cool. That works. The last thing we need is an icon. Let me think how we want to do this. I think for now I want to make label size be the same as icon size. So let's see if we can do this. Icon. We should be able to. Yeah, we should be able to add a size. Size equals label size. Or 16, since that's the default. And I don't think that worked. Let's see. Icon. Whoa, font size is 20. Let's do size. Size. And then make this be forgot it's already a string. Font size is going to be size or 20. Why did it expect 3 arguments and go 4? Oh, set label color. I don't need that. I put that in the wrong spot. I don't need that there. Oh, I see why. I need to put this in here. Yeah, it needs to be styled. TB. Actually, let's do this a different way. I think we can just override this in the component. So take back everything we did there. Let's go back in here and let's say icon, where are we at? I need to go to the TB button page here. We can say for our icon, instead of size, let's go style equals I think we can just do height and it should be fine. Height 16 or 20. Oops, forgot an extra bracket there. Hey, John, how's it going? So that one's not working either. Why is it not working? I think it's... All right. Let's see. Inner styles. Oh, okay, we're saying font size, not height. I thought we could do it. There we are. All right. You would think it wouldn't be that complicated just to change the size of an icon, but if you thought that, you would be wrong. It's actually, it was pretty tricky. All right, but now that we have these buttons shrunken down, we can do the same thing on this button. And it looks like on that button I said justify content center, but I don't think I need that. But we do need to change this to, what is it, comment? All right, not bad. That's that works. Oh no. You know what though? This button still has, it's still bigger. So there's something making this button still bigger. Let's just do this for now. All right. Now they look all the same size. Just gonna change it up. Just by 2 pixels we'll change it up because I'm not really sure what else to do about this button. But now we have our buttons, very tiny, comment, like, and share. Okay. All right, now let's save that And let's commit that, because all that stuff is like one chunk of work. Let's see what we've edited here. Looks about right. We're gonna do git commit with the AM flag so we can put our message in, which is going to be add correct post card button styles. I'm going to push that up. So that's on GitHub. All right. Let's add a share action to the share button. So right now, the share button has no action. So I think we need to do on press equals, and then actually let's look up the share. There we are. So we need to do on press URL. Let's see what URL we're gonna give. This is gonna be a post ID. Community. Are we sharing posts yet? No, we're not. There's no way to share a post. Interesting. So we need to set up a way to share a post. This is going to be a little bit more complicated. So let's look at. All right, let's look at where we have our routing and see if we've set up some way to route directly to a post, like to share that route. So this should be in routes. Maybe our index for routes. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's possible that this got moved to a different place. Route navigation. I think this did get moved. To app wrapper. Here we are. Here's our path. Okay, so, whoops. Just messed it up. So we currently don't have a path for posts. So we're gonna have to make a path. So in our linking configuration, we have so like various routes. Okay, if we want to be able to link directly to it something from a URL, like let's say the user has the app already installed and they tap a URL, instead of going to the website, we want to open up in the app. Okay, so this is where this is part of where we would put this. So I'm gonna say, let's just copy and paste podcast episode, put it down here, and let's say, what is this gonna be called? Posts, probably. I think it's post details. can double check the screen name here. Maybe it's just called post. All right, that works. Post. And let's make the path be post and then the ID of the post. Okay. We can double check this, I believe, in routes. So where we were before. I lost it though. Where are we at? So we have home tabs, media, communities, login, community details, new event, edit event, create post, edit post, post. Yep, it is called post. All right, so now we should be able to say, so like here we have OnShare. Let's just copy this whole thing and let's go to our posts content, and we're going to, let's get rid of what we did right here because we want to add this OnShare as a function. So it's going to be OnShare, and we're going to pass in the ID, and we're going to say post dot slash, and then whatever the ID is. We need to pull in share as well. So let's see. All right. That'll automatically add that. So you see now it's added up here. Now we should be able to call share or on share, and then pass in the post dot ID. Save that. Oops, do we not have posts? Yeah, we do. Okay, so now what, we'll see if it worked. Click share. Yep, and now we have post and then this long ID, and we could copy that, we could share it. So cool. We could put a different message in if we wanted, like, since it's a post, I don't really know what else we would put in there. Maybe if there was a post title that we could add, but I think we're getting rid of post titles. So we'll see. Now, this isn't all we have to do. There's also some files we have to edit, where I'll have to look it up. I don't remember the specific files, so I don't have to edit them often. But there's an Android file and an iOS file that we need to edit. The iOS one is kind of a pain because we need to upload it to the root of our website. So I can't just edit it in the project. The Android one is much easier. You just edit it in your project, and that works. But that would allow things to be opened from the website and open in your app. All right, got a comment here from John. John says, I'm trying to understand React hooks, exhaustive depths rule. If I add the dependency to the array in my use callback, the component doesn't work right. If it's removed, it works, but with an error. Hmm. Yeah, I've I've been known to ignore that. Like, I'm assuming it's not an error that breaks your component. It's more of just an error in your editor. So I've I've ignored that before and just let it work. Um, I don't know what the consequences of that are, if any. But the rule is basically what John is saying. Like, is you have a use effect hook, which I'm sure I have a use effect hook somewhere in one of these components. If I don't, I can just add it in. So like, let's say we have a use effect, and inside our use effects, I don't know, we reference like posts or something like that. It might say, I wonder if it'll tell me. No, it doesn't. Like it might say like post dot, I don't know, ID or something. It might say, hey, you use post, you need to put post in here. Something like that. Yep, I did mean posts. All right, but I don't I don't know what happens. Like basically, if you don't put anything in here, this works just like the old component did mount lifecycle method. If you put something in here, it works more like component did update, but only if it updates what you put in here. So what I'm guessing, John, is that if you try to put all your dependencies in there, there's something else in your component that you need to put in there so that it updates when that updates. I'm guessing that's why it's not working. But I'm also guessing that as long as your app's not crashing, you could leave all that out completely and do something like this, and it would also work like that. Um, all right. So you got the share button in there. I need to remember to update the other let's to update the other files. I could at least try to find the Android file. So it would be in our Android. Let's see. App build. Android app source main. Android manifest. I think that's it. That's not it. Assets. Android app build Gradle. That's not it. That's not it. I really thought it was here, but I guess not. I'll have to look it up. I bought a course that teaches you how to do all that, so I'll have to find that course again. I'm not gonna do it on the stream because I don't want to waste time trying to look up something up on the stream. But I'll have to go back to that course and figure out where the file is. But normally when you're working with React Natives, you don't have to edit those files in the Android folder. So it's very, very rare that you have to do that. But let's save what we have done to GitHub. Add share button functionality to postcard. Okay. All right, cool. John says, I'll live with the error. Thanks for the explanation. Yeah, no problem. I hope it was somewhat helpful. All right. So we've been streaming for about an hour. I've got a meeting coming up in a little while here, so I think I'm gonna wrap things up. Let's see, what was the other thing? Yeah, I don't know that we could get anything else done right now. So, but I see something that I may have missed. Did I miss post content? No, I thought I forgot to change one of these heights, but it looks like I didn't. It looks like I got all the height. I'm still not 100% sure that the heights line up though. I don't know about it. I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Um, oh, they're so close. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna wrap the stream up now. John says, "Have a great weekend." Yeah, yeah, have a great weekend. Everybody, have a great weekend. Thanks so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next week for another stream.